If you can control your state, you can control how you show up in this world. Most people think their problem is motivation, discipline, or mindset. It's not. It's that they have a dysregulated nervous system that is completely fried, overworked, overstressed, and they're continuously in a state of fight or flight, which is also known as your sympathetic nervous system. Your nervous system's fried, and we are going to change that in this video. When your nervous system is dysregulated, everything feels harder than it should, and how this shows up is you're overthinking, emotionally exhausted, burnt out, stressed to the nines, and not being able to focus or be productive just as you would like to be. It also shows up as low confidence and anxiety in some potential cases. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can regulate your nervous system so you can show up as a professional and bring a higher standard of quality to your work and just each and every area of your life as well. And I'm telling you right now, this video has the potential to change your life if your nervous system is dysregulated. Why nervous system regulation is everything. This should be taught in schools, but it's not. And that's why I'm here to teach you about it today. And when you understand these principles that I will touch on throughout this video, you will walk away with the power and knowledge to apply this to your life for the benefit of your existence and the benefit of your nervous system. You are not your thoughts. You are also not your emotions. But what you are is your nervous system. And believe it or not, you can train your nervous system to show up as you'd like it to be. And I have this phrase that a master regulator is a control operator. Control operator being you control how you show up in this world, whatever way you would like to show up, with this peaceful inner state, this calm, demeaning presence, this confident attitude, this abundant way of living, because everything inside of you is at ease. And that's how we want to show up. Because when you're at ease, you can perform to your very best. But when you're anxious, overstressed, or overwhelmed, well, your own mind is distracting you from the performance that you can give to the world and how you can show up as your true self. So, just to break it down, there are two operating systems running inside your nervous system. We have the sympathetic nervous system, which is not very sympathetic at all. This is known as fight, flight, or freeze. And how this shows up is you're either anxious, overstressed, overstimulated, overwhelmed, in a survival way of being. You believe you could potentially be killed, or there's a threat out there, which is not going to help us at all. It also shows up in professionals as burnout. Burnout, continuously not being able to regulate themselves, feeling everything is chaotic, that they potentially could die. You know, that's what burnout feels like. You feel like there is a potential threat everywhere you go. Your mind is chaotic. There's no internal peace, no internal calmness. And that is what the sympathetic nervous system is. And now we touch on the parasympathetic nervous system, where we are rest and digest, baby. And this is where we show up as our very best selves, when we're in this peaceful demeanor. How does this look? Rest, safety, recovery, creativity, and most important, clarity. Most high performers and business people and businessmen and women aren't lazy. Of course they're not lazy. They wouldn't be in a position that they're in regards to their business or their performance in whatever area of their life they're in. Their issue tends to be, and what I've seen over and over again with the clients I work with, that they're stuck in a chronic sympathetic activation. And when your nervous system is attached to continuous stress, fight or flight response, everything seems like a threat, overwhelm, they can't fulfill their clients' needs. They can't perform to their very best because their own nervous system is fighting against themselves. And we're going to change this. So when we begin to train our nervous system to be in a state of regulation, in a state of parasympathetic rest and digest, you can control your state much better. You can control how you think. And when you control your thoughts and the input that goes in there, you're going to control your emotions, because your thoughts create your emotions create your vibration creates your frequency will go on to create how you show up in the world, and how you show up in the world ties in to your self-image, and your self-image ties into your identity. So this is all interlinked, but it all starts with state control. What I've often seen as well with clients is a lot of them will be in a state of emotional numbness, okay? Because it's easier to disregard how you feel than truly face what is going inside your own system, inside your own mind. And what it is, it's a protective response from your nervous system. If we're emotionally numb, we don't have to face the fact of, why am I feeling this way? What has came up before? What is going on inside myself? We stay busy, we stay in just do mode and never being mode, where we step back and really assess what is going inside my system, what is going inside myself. And your nervous system is never trying to sabotage you. It's actually trying to protect you. It's a protective mechanism. But in a whole, what the nervous system is, it's a communication system of memory, as well as what's going on in your current reality. This one practice will change your nervous system for the better and help you control your state. Okay, I had the pleasure of meeting the author of The Oxygen Advantage, Patrick McKeown. He's a man from the west of Ireland. I think it's Galway he's from, but I met him in this studio back in 2022. And he said something very profound, and it stuck with me ever since. And he said these words: "The breath is the greatest self-regulator that there is." And this is true. When we control our breath, we begin to control our state of mind, our thoughts, our emotions, and the cascade of positive effects that come thereafter. But we've got to get in control of it. We've got to have conscious control of our breath, but we've also got to carve out time in our day to make sure that we're tapping into this parasympathetic way of being. The breath is the remote control of the nervous system. Someone that is in the sympathetic way of being, fight or flight, panic situation, they breathe shallow breaths. They'll feel tightness in their chest. They won't be able to expand out their lungs, get a deep breath, utilize their diaphragm, bring internal peace, because they've never practiced this. But what they will feel is shallow breaths coming from their chest. They'll feel tightness here as well. And they won't be able to utilize the oxygen that they could potentially get into their bloodstream and get towards their brain. This is essential. Slower breaths, so when we do meditation practice or box breathing or rhythmic breaths, these slowing down of the breath signals that we are safe in our body. And when we're safe in our body, we tap in once again to the parasympathetic way of being. When we tap into this more and more, we begin to create this internal calm and internal peace within. And I'm a big believer in energy and frequency and vibration. And if we have here the cone of consciousness, you'll see at the very top, there is a expanded emotion we can tap into. And that emotion is peace. When you can create internal peace in your whole system by regulating your breath, by slow breathing, long inhales, and an even extended exhale, you signal to your whole system, we are at peace here, there's calmness, I'm present in my body, I understand what's going on, and I could show up as my better self. Slower exhales signal safety to your body, to your mind as well. And safety unlocks clarity. You can have clarity in how you think and how you show up, because when you slow everything down, your mind becomes more at ease. You analyze the thoughts that are going on inside your head, and from there you will walk away with clarity, because instead of overthinking with a highly stimulated mind, because your whole nervous system is tapped into the sympathetic way of being, you're now transitioning over to a parasympathetic state, a rest and digest, a feeling of ease within the system. And from there, your thoughts slow down, your emotions begin to feel uplifted, because you're becoming more peaceful. You're feeling more peacefully internally, which is everything. And that helps with clarity. Clarity kills confusion, and confusion kills clarity. But when we're in a parasympathetic way of being, we have that clarity, which kills any confusion and helps you wind down and feel at ease. What the breath does, it tells your body that I'm safe now. I'm in a reflective way of being. When we reflect on ourselves and go internally, it's a reflective time. We're no longer stimulated from the world. And what I recommend as well is closing your eyes during box breathing, during meditation, during rhythmic breathing, because what this will signal to your whole system is we don't want to take in any more stimulation right now. We just want to focus on ourselves. And when you can tap into this, when you can regulate your nervous system like a professional, you will achieve so much more in your life. And if you are an entrepreneur, a businessman, or a professional that is looking to unlock different levels to their mindset and improve upon what they have already, drop me a message below. My WhatsApp is below. Reach out. And if you're interested in getting coaching, that is what I do for my client. So we want to talk about stress versus eustress. Chronic stress is what puts us in a sympathetic way of being. But we want to focus on eustress, which is positive stress for our body. Because believe it or not, all stress isn't bad. We want to have stress. We want to have stress when we work out. We want to have stress when we go for a run. We want to have stress when we do a cold water session, a cold plunge, or even in the sauna. That is positive stress. You are a human being. You need stress to live. It's like purgatory in a plant. That's what keeps it upright. What keeps us going in life is some element of stress. We don't want to have a life of no stress. We do want to have some positive stress. Like I said, it's known as eustress. So all stress isn't bad, but unregulated stress is chronically bad for our system. That is what puts us in a state of fight or flight, and that's not what we want. That is what is known as no bueno. It's not good at all. Stress will make you feel alive. You just need the right kind to tap into. And one form of very positive stress that we can add into our day and add into the beginning of our day is having a cold shower. Okay, this is what heightens your stress levels in a positive sense with continuous exposure. And what it does, it does many things, right? So it spikes noradrenaline in your brain, which is just adrenaline in your brain. It spikes your dopamine, 250%, a crazy amount. It makes you feel more alert, more alive to the day ahead, but it also heightens your level of stress, because people that can't handle stressful events that happen in their day, the reason for this is because they don't have exposure to stress. We need stress for a healthy nervous system. You need to be hopping into the cold water first thing in the morning to wake yourself up before your coffee even hits your lips. And we need this continuously, because it actually is, you're training your nervous system to build up mental resilience, to build up mental fortitude, and develop a nervous system that is robust enough and resilient enough to face the events that will happen in your day. You want to become a manager of stress in a very positive sense, because you voluntarily put yourself forward and expose yourself to many areas of stress in your day. So life in itself will never feel that stressful to you. This is a key element of building up a robust, strong nervous system. When you have a regulated nervous system, you will build more confidence within. And the word confidence, when you break it down, means to confide in, to trust within. When you confide in someone else, when you have a friend that you can be very open and honest with, when you trust them fully, that means to confide in. But we want to build up confidence in our nervous system. And how this is done, it comes from safety. When you have trust within your system, when you've got that trust within yourself, when you are regulated, when you've been doing your box breathing, when you've been doing the cold shower, when you've been doing the continuous healthy exposure, the eustress, the positive form of stress, on a continuous basis, you build up trust within your system, because you know you can show up and, voluntarily put yourself forward to that stress. When that happens, confidence comes from the safety within. When you feel safe within yourself, when you trust yourself, confidence will begin to appear in your life and appear in your nervous system as well. Safety comes from regulation. So for us to feel safe and have that confidence within, we have to become master regulators of our nervous system. When we're a master regulator, we are a control operator. We determine how we show up in this world. We determine how we step forward for ourselves. And the key chain is regulation, trust, safety, confidence. So when we're regulated, we've got that trust within ourselves. When we've got that trust within ourselves, we feel safe, the same way you feel safe opening up to a friend. When you've got that safety, that is what breeds confidence. Because confidence means to confide in, means to trust within. So once again, we regulate ourselves, we feel safe within. We feel safe within, we've got that trust within ourselves. When we've got that trust within ourselves, then we have confidence within. So trust leads to confidence. Confidence is embodied, meaning it's in our body, it's in our nervous system. It's not forced. Nervous system comes first, and then your mindset will come second. And just to touch on a very important nerve that runs from the cranial part of your body all the way down to your gut is the vagus nerve. When we do deep rhythmic breathing or deep patterns of breath, when we have conscious control over our breath, that is when we can tap into higher energetic states. But not even just that, when that vagus nerve is activated through the use of our breath, the response is that we tap into a parasympathetic way of being, a rest and digest. I'm going to keep on repeating this till the cows come home, but we want to tap into that restful, easeful way of being inside the nervous system. That helps with a calm presence, and that calm presence helps us show up as a confident person. Become a master regulator and you will become a state operator. You can control your state at any given moment, whatever comes your way. But people that are not a state operator or a master regulator or dysregulated, like I said before, most people become reactive. They react to every situation from an emotional standpoint because their own nervous system is already overwhelmed. But when you have a calm, peaceful demeanor about yourself, when you are a master regulator, you control how you show up. You no longer become reactive. You respond to every situation with this just presence about yourself. You increase your presence as well, which is huge. High performers are responsive. That's understandable. They have a lot going on. But when they master this part of themselves, when they master their nervous system, they control how they present themselves to the world and the type of person they want to show up as. Because when you have regulation of your nervous system, from there you can begin to formulate the identity and the image that you want to show up with in this world. But without the regulation of your nervous system, which is foundational for any growth and development of your character, of your person, you can't progress forward up the layers without this foundational layer being covered and converted from a sympathetic way of being into a parasympathetic way of being. The difference is just control of your nervous system. If you breathe with conscious control at least 5 times a week with a practice such as box breathing, and I'll link one below that I give to my own clients, from there what you can do is you can begin to control your state. If you can control your state, you can control how you show up in business, relationships, training, and most importantly, for life. You control how you show up in life. So just to finish up, this isn't about being calm all the time. This is about being in control of your state. When you regulate your nervous system, you stop reacting to life and start leading it. Great leaders are the ones that are most regulated, and on top of that, when they enter a room, their nervous system co-regulates with everyone inside the room. So someone who wants to go on and become a leader, whether it's business, relationship, or their life as a whole, they have to fundamentally get control of their nervous system and help others. Then their nervous system is what feeds into everyone around them. And when someone is dysregulated, we can feel this. This is why we've got intuition, a gut instinct, let's say. You can feel when someone is dysregulated. Their thoughts, their emotions might be off. But when someone feels calm and composed and can walk up to a stranger or someone in a group and just make them feel calm and composed, the reason why that is happening is because their nervous system is so regulated. And that is the essence and the point I'm trying to get across here. And if you are a business owner, an entrepreneur, or a professional of some sort that is looking to upgrade their mindset through the nervous system work I do, let me know. My link will be below. And if this video has helped you, please drop me a like and a subscribe. I'd be very grateful at all. And I'll be sharing more on performance, masculinity, leadership, and how to master our mindset as well over the coming weeks. Wishing you all the best. Take care. Boom.